Hello everyone, I wanted to record a quick video for you guys on how to do a quick hire in iSolved, so you have that available for you as you start entering in new employees into iSolved. Um, so we're going to start that in just a second. Okay, so when you first land in iSolved, it's going to be on this client landing page, which is your page here. And then what you want to do is come up to Employee Management in this quick hire screen right here, this link right here. Click onto this, and that is now going to open up this screen for you right here. Excuse me. By default, it's going to have status as active. Today as the hire date, the date you're doing it as a hire date. You can obviously change that to a different date if you need to. The employee number is assigned upon save. Employment category, full-time, part-time. If we've customized out other employment categories for you, they will be available here. This is important based on eligibility rules for time of accrual, for benefits, other things in the system that look at the employment category as to whether the employee is eligible for those things, including new hire reporting. Obviously, you want that checked. ID type right here. So you're going to come down, drop this down, and you're going to choose. It's going to give you an opportunity to choose Social Security number. It has some other options in there too, I-10s and those type of things if you have employees in that situation. But Social Security number by default, normally, we're just going to enter in the Social Security number in this one, and it's going to be 234987412. And you can always see that Social Security number once you click on the little eye icon right there to see what it is. And then we just put in the employee's information there. Self-service email, if you want them to have access to the self-service portal, straight off the bat, after you put them in there, you want to be able to put in a email address here. Okay. And then you click this enable self-service access there. Marital status is not a required field. Address, however, is. Put in the zip code. It will look at that zip code and try and look down to actual counties and area locations to see which one is correct. We're just going to choose Columbia, and that fills that in for you. It says it's a Missouri. You can put in phone numbers, mobile phone numbers, work phone numbers if you want to, and a personal email address if that's something you want to require on them. We do require birth dates in the system, so you will need to put that in. And again, once you've inputted that, you can see what it is there. Gender is not a required field in here, so you can do that if you'd like to, but not a requirement. Okay, so the pay group is what's going to be defaulted in there for you. Pay type, whether they are hourly or salary. We're going to make this individual an hourly, normal hours. For your organization, it will be defaulted into the amount of hours in a normal pay period. So for this example, we're using 80. So the hourly rate, we're going to pay this person at $25 an hour. And then you'll see that it calculates out per pay period and annual salary as well. If you have an alternate pay rate for this employee, you can put in those alternate rates if you so desire on this screen. Direct deposits. This is where we can just add everything in on one screen. We're going to say it's an active direct deposit. What type of account is it? We're going to say it's a checking account. The sequence, if it is only one checking account that they have, one direct deposit account, is going to be remaining net. One would show if you had an account in there already, and then you're adding in a second account. But the primary account will be the remaining net every pay. And then you want to put in the routing number that you forgot that the employee has turned in. And again, this is if you're doing it manually, if they're onboarding, if their onboarding has already filled in. Routing number and then account numbers. Okay, and you can put a description there if you'd like. If you wanted to add in a second account for them, if they had it right then and there, you can do that right there. Okay. So you can add that in, but we're going to delete that out because we don't need that. Then we're going to scroll all the way back up to the top. This is where you can assign them their division, branch, and department if you so desire. At this point in time, if you don't have a division branch, you can leave this blank. We're going to add this into the mailing bucket crew. If they have a job title, you can put them in there as job title. If you'd like, work comp code. If you have work comp codes in there, you can do that. SOCs, SOC code, SOC codes, and then who their manager or supervisor is. Just depends on how you are structured. We're going to put Christy as his manager. So here in this tax location here, what this is looking for is to say, hey, what kind of local tax, if anything, do we have to worry about? And it's going to fill in this resident location code automatically for you. That's primarily on the back end that it's looking for. And then work location is going to be Columbia. If you have a different work location than what is listed already there, then just let us know and we will add that in to the system for you so that you have that as an option to select from in that drop down. School district and reciprocity rules will not pertain to most employees if you are in the state of Missouri for school districts and reciprocity rules. If you are hiring an employee out of the state of Missouri, just let us know and we'll see if that has an impact. So this is their federal filing income tax status right here. Say married filing jointly. They want to block taxes because they want a set dollar amount coming out. You would block tax and then put in the additional dollar amount here if they knew exactly how much money they want coming out every pay period. Outside of that, we pretty much leave that alone unless they truly want to block their taxes. This is if on the W-4 it asks if there are multiple jobs or a spouse working. This will automatically then put them in that higher bracket. So it'll be higher married filing jointly or qualifying widow or widower. If you leave that blank, it then will put them in a lower tax bracket for the tax tables. Dependent amounts, other income amounts, deduction amounts, those will come directly off of the W-4 that the employee submits to you. Now we're down to the state W-4 status. So again, this is for Missouri. If they were in a different state, it would automatically default to the state that their residence is in. So if you're hiring somebody in Idaho or Washington or Louisiana or Alabama or wherever, it's going to default to that based on the zip code and the address that you have entered here. Is what that's going to reflect here. So since we put in Missouri, there's a Missouri withholding. What is their filing status? If they want to block taxes, if they want to claim exemptions, additional exemptions, or dollar amounts there. If this employee lives in or works in an area where local income tax is required, then this will then open up as well based on, again, zip code of where the employee is living. Okay, tax exempt status here. These are for the non-regulars. Most employers are going to be the W-4 employees or W-2 employees with the W-4. But if you do have unique situations for tax situations, this is where you would come in and claim the exemption status and what they should be exempt from here. Again, if you have any questions, contact us and our tax department will reach out to you and help you decide what situation they should be in or what status they should be in. Okay, so once you've done that, you can then voluntarily, if you want to, fill out this information over here with the EEO information, veteran information, I-9, and disability information. But if you don't have that, it's not required in the system, so you're okay not filling that out. So once you're done with that, we just click on Save, and now your employee is in the system and ready to be paid and will show up on payroll. Okay. Now, what usually confuses a lot of employers is that once you hit save, the screen goes blank. And it's just preparing for the next employee if you have multiple employees to put in. If you move and click into a different area, the system will say, hey, you're leaving this blank page. Do you want to do that? Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to come down here to employee maintenance and click on general. And this is the message that comes up and says, are you sure you want to navigate away from this form? If you've put anything in there, you're going to lose it. Or we haven't put anything in there because we're not putting another employee in there. So we just click on OK. And then that takes us to our employee record right here that we just entered. So that is the essence of doing a quick hire in iSolved manually. Hope it was helpful, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.